Good evening and welcome to another of our Wednesday night live Q&As. I hope you're all well. Hope you're all surviving lockdown. So something a little bit different tonight. We would like to fill your bellies on a Saturday. So we probably try something a little more liquid this week. So it is my great pleasure to introduce my guest this week, a young man from Lizini Group, who's one of their mixologists at the Castle Rooms, Mr. Kane, who I seem to have lost. We'll be having some technical issues keeping Liam on the stream tonight. So you get me for the next 5 minutes, 20 minutes, hour and a half. So while I'm here, I just want to thank everybody for continuing to involve themselves in the stream. We've been doing some fun stuff on a Saturday and a Wednesday, and we're getting some great numbers. As I say, a couple of weeks back, we got 21,000 views on one of the videos. The week before that, it was 13,000. We're halfway through the week, and we're at 11,000 for the sushi episode on Saturday. So thank you very much for that. I hope you're still enjoying the show. I hope you're getting a little routine of joining us on a Saturday, and as long as you guys keep turning up, then we'll keep making some food. So, I know we don't have our mixologist yet, but if anybody would like to ask me any questions, I'll be here for the next 3 to 7 minutes. Been a big week for the show. We've ordered some merchandise, so if you guys would like to represent the Pirate King and Pirate King TV, we've got some t-shirts and some hats coming. So we have a little sexy advert for that. So just let me play that for you. You can be the first people to see that. And Liam is back. We'd lost you for a minute there. I
had to switch to the phone.
Absolutely dead ear. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad yourself.
Yeah, it's been a good week. How are you surviving lockdown? What's Liam's Kane top 3 tips for surviving lockdown?
Plenty of fresh air. I've been going on walks with the dog, getting some fresh air, just trying to enjoy the time with the family, some time off work.
Fantastic. So you are a mixologist.
I am indeed.
Tell me, inform me, educate me. What's the difference between a mixologist and a normal barman?
So basically, obviously, normal bartenders is basically you're just serving your white spirits, your mixed spirits, various different things. Mixologist basically is when you become a mixologist of cocktails, putting different flavours and blends together, pairing drinks, pairing base spirits to then become obviously your premium cocktails.
Excellent. And obviously, for making them for your mother, who's just joined the live stream.
Yeah, certainly. She's a fan of the cocktail, shall we say?
You've only been on 2 minutes. We've already getting requests for if you're doing cocktail deliveries yet.
Well, I mean, funnily enough, we were sat in the back garden. Obviously, Mum was 60 last week, so we're making some cocktails for her birthday. We got a party in the house, and then some of the cocktails that I was making up on pictures went up on Facebook, and before you know it, a couple of the neighbours were asking for some. So I sent one down to Michelle, a couple of those down, and it's been a little bit viral. So I don't know. We'll see what we can do. I mean, there's various different businesses out there that are delivering cocktails. It's slightly more difficult with your kind of your frozen ones to your straight up serves, like your French martinis and things like that. Because by the time you deliver them, they would kind of be dead. But I mean, there is things where you can, if we were making the cocktails, you could put the ingredients into a plastic cup, and then all you need to do is get your Boston shake and shake it in the house, and then serve it. So it's something that that we can all do very easily in the house. Big thing is, especially your daiquiris and things like that. If you've got a blender or like one of those NutriBullets or things like that, they're very, very simple to make from the house. Okay, so you mentioned daiquiris there. So take us through making a daiquiri in the house. So let's assume you've got a blender or like a NutriBullet or something that can break up those ice cubes. What's our daiquiri mix? So basically, the process you would use, you can use any base spirit of rum. I mean, I've personally been messing about with a couple of different creations through lockdown. But I mean, your simple strawberry daiquiri is literally just your 25ml white rum, a strawberry liqueur, some fresh strawberries or a strawberry puree, a little bit of lime, ice into your NutriBullet, your blender, and then blitz it, and then that's simply the best way to do it. You can mess about with the flavours. One of the ones that I done last week, I was messing about the rum, pineapple rum, Dead Man's Fingers. I done like a kind of pina colada style frozen daiquiri kind of style for Mum's birthday, which the kind of flavours of the pineapple Dead Man's Fingers rum works really, really well with the coconut Dead Man's Fingers as well in a daiquiri. So there's plenty of different ways there. I mean, I could put up some recipes later on, or talk you through some recipes just now if people are kind of looking to make them from home. Well, if anybody's got any questions or any recipes that they're keen to learn how to make, drop them into the comments and we'll put them up, and I'll see if Liam can give us a hand tonight. So I've got a question for you. Obviously, in the drinks trade, or I say I'm not in the drinks trade, but I've noticed as a keen consumer, there's been a big sort of flux in gin and rum over the last 3 or 4 years. There's a lot of different flavours of gin sort of come into the forefront that have maybe not been there before. And obviously, in the good old days, you used to get like dark rum or white rum, like Bacardi. But now there's all the different spice. And as you mentioned, there's the Dead Man's Finger, do coffee, pineapple, coconut, and hemp. Is that all that? Yeah. And I think the red leg are doing a caramelized pineapple. So there's lots of different flavors of rum out there. As a mixologist, do you find that you have to adapt your repertoire to kind of take in, I'm not saying these are fads, but as the market changes or what people are drinking or changes, do you have to change your cocktails? Yeah, 100%. I mean, so over the kind of past year, as everybody knows, that the gin was through the roof. The gin trade just went up, all the different flavours coming out, everything. So at that time, everybody became a big fan of gin. So obviously, in the industry, if you're making cocktails, you've kind of got to adapt to what your customers are looking for. And at this point in time, over the past year, gin has been a massive influx in the market. But I mean, for the past 4-5 months, everybody said that rum is going to be the next big thing on the market. And I mean, looking at now, as I've just mentioned, a couple of the different rums there. Rum is going to be the next big thing. That's going to be a next influx. Personally, I mean, I was a big believer in gin cocktails for the past year. I was very into the kind of gin fizzies, pink gin fizz with Prosecco, various different things. But obviously over the kind of past 2-3 months, rum's definitely starting to take shape now. And I've kind of starting to develop cocktails with rum for coming back out of the other side of lockdown. Because for me, rum's going to be the next big thing. Personally, I wasn't a big fan of rum. But over the since the start of the year, since this Dead Man's Fingers was released, I've became a very, very big fan of it. Not just the brand itself, but the flavours that they're producing. All the different flavours of Dead Man's Fingers, shall we say, are very, very good base spirits for cocktails. The pineapple works great. I've done a pineapple and coconut tini. Using pineapple juice, your Dead Man's Fingers pineapple, and your Dead Man's Fingers coconut. So, yeah, definitely, you've got to adapt to the climb. But the past year is 100% solely been gin. But now we're definitely coming into a point of the climate where rum is going to be the next big rise.
So you noticed you said you'd use some of the Dead Man fingers to make a martini. So you could use maybe the Dead Man's Finger coffee to make a espresso martini. Yeah,
100%. So it's all about adapting the classics and just remaking them with your own twist. And as you said there, it's something simple like an espresso martini, taking out the vodka and maybe putting in or going for your Dead Man's Fingers coffee, and then using Kahula, which is a coffee liqueur as well. Obviously your coffee, your gum and all that. So it's just about readapting and having twists on the classics. It's basically to where the market kind of fluctuates in the drink trade. You kind of need to adapt and
flex
flex to what's on the market.
Cool. So got a question from another one of our family members who's dropped into the stream tonight. Good evening, Eva. She's asking for what are good mixers for rum. So again, maybe not the frozen cocktails, but something just to make your rum last a bit longer.
Yeah, so I mean, personally, with rum, I drink lemonade with rum. So, for example, if I'm drinking Captain's Morgan's, or whether it's a pineapple Dead Man's Fingers, or whether it's Kraken, but obviously Coca-Cola have brought out premium mixers, which are very, very good for rum. You've got there's a herbal, a smoky, a woody, and a peat that are used to kind of add a little bit of flavour to your rum, but then you're still making your drink a long serve drink.
Cool. I don't see the point in long serve drinks. When I think about long serve drinks, I think wine because it comes in a bigger glass. But yeah, I can go with that. So obviously there's a lot of new cocktails on the Lizini menu. I believe you designed a few of them. You want to walk us through what they are?
Yeah, so obviously I'm the Castle Room's drinks ambassador, so I'm solely in charge of writing the Castle Room cocktail menus, coming up with premium cocktails for tribute nights, themed around about the evening. Obviously Lizini as well, they do cocktail competitions for staff throughout the year as well. So one of the ones that I developed last year for the competition was it was called Cloud 9, which was Beau Violet, Leger Creme de Mure, blueberry and blackberry syrup, which I made, lemon juice and egg white. The egg white adds, a lot of people are turned off by the egg white, but it adds a nice texture at the top of the drink and just smooths that whole drink over. So yeah, it's all about adapting every year. So we do 4 menus every year. So it's kind of adapting to that time of year. So like in the autumn, maybe something a little bit longer, sweeter with your egg whites, and then into your summer, it's more kind of your frozen stuff, sweeter palate, your candy shop cocktails, your refreshers, your drumsticks, things like that. And then obviously up to the winter, maybe something a little bit more like an old fashioned. So I done a twist and a snowball last year. Personally, obviously I didn't grow up with snowballs, so I took that classic, done a bit of a revamp, and then put it out for the Christmas menu.
Your great granny was a big fan of the snowball. Ask your mum about your granny Fisher and her love of the snowball.
Yeah, well, it was actually when I seen the cocktail come up on one of the forums that I'm on, I was kind of never heard of that. It was actually mum that told me. She was like, "Oh, a great granny loved a snowball." So we kind of done a bit of a twist on that. I mean, Cavi, the drinks of Bastard Angel, she's got a snowball cocktail down there as well. He infuses turnip snowballs with vodka, and which I highly recommend. It's lovely.
Excellent. So we got a question there. So crushed ice at home, the best. Any tips for making it without smashing up the kitchen? Obviously, I know a lot of blenders are don't have the gearing in them. This is a kind of catering-y question, which I'll hand over to you. A lot of the blenders you buy in the shops and you pay 20, 30 quid for them, all their gears are made out of plastic and they don't handle full ice cubes particularly well. So have you got any tips on how to crush ice without destroying your blender?
I mean, it's a bit, I will be honest, it is a slight difficult one without smashing up the kitchen. Sometimes what I do is I'll add, obviously, ice into a blender. Obviously, liquid in the blender to be able to actually crush it. So I would normally just put a little bit of water in and then fine strain the water back out once it's crushed down. And then it's kind of the closest to crushed ice that I personally think you can get in the house without smashing your kitchen windows and wrecking the place.
A lot of the big supermarkets now are actually selling bags of not crushed ice, not something you can put straight in a cocktail, but it's broken down a lot from the big sort of inch by inch ice cubes. So I'd maybe say if you can get a bag of pre-crushed ice, put that in your blender, you'd probably be all right. I've got a fairly heavy-duty blender that I've got for the kitchen out here for this nonsense. So it kind of eats up ice cubes. And since my wife and daughter discovered that it eats up ice cubes, there's a lot of frozen cocktails going on. But we've burnt out a few Argos blenders by putting whole. You'll get maybe half a dozen drinks out of it, and then you'll just have this little ball of melted plastic.
Yeah, it's a slight difficult one. I mean, sometimes what I used to do in the summer last year, when it was kind of going through lots of crushed ice, is when you first buy the bag, while it's still in the bag, just scalp it with a rolling pin and then put it in the freezer. And then bring it back out. It kind of thaw, when you leave it to thaw for maybe about 10-15 minutes, and then you've kind of got a bag of crushed ice rather than just a kind of bag of water by the time you break it down. Okay.
Thanks for that. So he was saying thanks for the advice on the rum mixers.
Yep.
Even though we know she's probably sitting out in the garden with just a bottle straight and a brown paper bag. It's nice to go through the story of, oh yes, I'll drink it as a cocktail. Glass is not a mixer. So
E-class ice is a mixer.
Well, you see, I've got a friend I think who's actually watching tonight, Kane. He loves his whiskey. He's very much into his malt whiskies. He's not a big fan of ice on the grounds that it dilutes the whiskey. So I think if you ask Kenny, he would tell you ice was a mixer.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, it's always been a big thing on the kind of the whiskey market. I mean, because people that drink whiskey neat, you're never going to convert them. But I mean, sometimes a whiskey neat, if you actually just add that splash of water, it just opens up more flavours, more aromas, and you get a lot more peat and a little bit more woodiness from the whiskey. Yeah. But trying to convert somebody that
I think Kenny does enjoy a wee splash of water. Kenny was one of the guys that came across to Prague with us on the bikes.
Right.
I remember seeing him of an evening in his shorts and t-shirt, his bottle of whiskey in one hand and his little bottle of water in the other. So I think but I mean, it's like anything. Putting ice in the drink, if you're drinking it straight, that's going to change the flavour profile. It's going to change the viscosity of it, and it's going to change how your mouth picks up all those flavours.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if you do a blind taste test with a whiskey, but just neat, and then just put up a splash of water in, and then get somebody to blind taste test it and tell you which one's got more flavour, I would put my hat on it that you're going to come out with the one with the water, because I find that obviously the water just opens up the aromas and the flavours, and you get a lot more from the whiskey than what you do neat. But sometimes it is just a personal preference in the person that's consuming the whiskey.
Cool. So let's say you're out the night out. What's your drink of choice and what's your cocktail of choice?
So I'm a lager drinker normally, but I mean for me, if I had to go for a cocktail, be additional sure that's right up my street.
So walk us through how you would make a Disana sour.
So your additional sure is 50 mils of Disaronno. 20, what I would normally, I go a little bit more lime than what you would normally do. Normally about 12.5, but I go for about 25. I like it a little bit more sour than the rest. A little bit of sugar syrup, 12.5 ml of sugar syrup, and then it's an egg white shaken. Dry shaked first. Because it's got egg white in it, you need to just froth that cocktail up. And once you've shaken that for about 15 seconds, you'll add some with ice. Get a wee small, it's quite a small glass. Put some ice in it, strain it over that, and then just put some lime zest over the top of it, just to get that scent. When you're first taking that drink of the first drink of it, you're getting that dead limey aroma when you're drinking it, and it's lovely.
Cool. So how many of them do you usually put away on a night?
I mean, I wouldn't put too many of them away, because if you're out having the pints as well, sometimes it's the kind of creaminess.
A short and spectacular evening.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way of putting it.
So, Margaret again's asking the proper way to drink a porn star martini. Pint glass. Fill a pint glass with them and take it to there.
Well, I mean, it's a very controversial question, to be honest. People have been asking me this for a long time.
Right. So let's take it back to basics. So what is a porn star martini, and why would there be more than one way to drink it?
So your porn star martini it's vanilla vodka, your Passoa, passion fruit puree, lime, a little bit of pineapple juice, and vanilla gum. But the way that a porn star martini is served, you actually get a 50 ml Prosecco served with it. Not in it, with it, in a wee 50 ml shot glass. For a long time, I think initially when it was brought out, you were supposed to add the 50 ml Prosecco into the cocktail, but it's entirely personal choice. When it first came out, you were supposed to add the 50 mils into the cocktail the cocktail, and then drink it. But some people will drink the cocktail and then there'll be Prosecco and just sip it throughout. So I would say it's personal choice. But initially when the cocktail came out, it was meant to be added to the cocktail.
There you go. So I think the short answer there is any way you want, Margaret. Just take your Prosecco any way you want.
It did, when it first came out, it was designed to, you had the cocktail there, and then because it is very, very bitter, a porn star martini, the Prosecco kind of dried that out a little bit and changed the flavour. But it's personal choice to whatever way you prefer. Cool.
So the next question is from Emma. Emma's another one of our Wednesday night Q&A guests. She's the queen of cakes. She does the sweet part of Sweet and Salty. We need to come up with a name for this one, because we've got Butcher and the Beast when we've got Kevin McMillan for Donald's on. We've got Sweet and Salty, so we'll need to come up with one for you when you're on, Liam. So Emma's asking, Campari. Any suggestions for good things to do with Campari? It's a bit of this has been a bit of a walk down memory lane, because your Granny Rena used to enjoy Campari as well. I think it tastes like medicine. So over to you, mate. What can people do with a Campari?
So I mean, for me, I'm a big believer in it. So if you like Campari, obviously, if you want the Campari to be your base spirit or your base liqueur or whatever, you want that to be the base part of your cocktail. If you find something that you like to drink, that's maybe a little bit sweeter or a little bit drier, it's all about personal flavours. I mean, I don't know what kind of things you drink, so I can't really comment on that. But Campari, as I say, it's a very unique drink. Not a lot of people like it, but then the people that like it love it. So it's just about finding that flavour that's personal to you, to the flavours that you enjoy. So, I mean, if you had Campari and you like drum, and a flavoured drum, you could add that in, and you could maybe do it as a long serve, maybe add a little bit of, I don't know, if you used a spice rum. Maybe add a little bit of apple juice, something like that. A little bit of sugar syrup, maybe a little bit of lime to take away the kind of the sweetness of the sugar syrup and the apple juice, and kind of balance that drink out so it's a well balanced drink.
Okay. So that sounds some. So Emma's saying she quite likes lime. So maybe one of the spice rums and some lime or some cloudy lime and lemonade, something like that. Just
Yeah, I mean, so for example, if we use Campari, go for say Kraken, maybe add 25 mils fresh lime juice into the cocktail. Maybe then to make it a longer drink, maybe add some apple juice or lemonade. Just top it up with lemonade, something along the lines of that.
Perfect. So I've got a follow-up question. So we've dealt with the porn star martini. We've dealt with the side portion of prosecco. What happens? What do you do with the fruit?
Everywhere's different. I think. I mean, with the garnish, I don't know what you mean by fruit. Are you talking about the garnish that goes on top of the drink, or the passion fruit that's through it, or?
I think if it's garnish on the drink, you can just kind of nibble that with your prosecco.
All right. So, for example, I mean, in the casino, if I was doing a porn star martini, I would dehydrate raspberries, so they become a powder, and then I would flake one over the top of it, and then maybe serve it with a raspberry. And it's literally just a munch along with it. To be honest with you, it's more for the cosmetic show, the kind of the build up the appearance of the drink.
Okay, so we've got a question from another caller, looking for an appropriate cocktail for Rick and Morty. Are you a big Rick and Morty fan, Liam?
I'm not personally, so.
So what I would say, I'd probably think that if it was Rick and Morty, I'm going to go off on one now. So Rick and Morty, it would probably be, you wouldn't want to make the cocktail yourself. You would get your Mr. Meeseeks box out. You would get one of Mr. Meeseeks to come out and make the cocktail for you. And he would certainly make it inside a Columbus and serve it over, I don't know, in a tall glass with some death crystals. So there we go. There's a Rick and Morty cocktail.
Yeah, I will be honest, Rick and Morty, I'm not a big fan of Rick and Morty, so honestly, I wouldn't want to pass go in that case if there's something wrong there.
I do like Rick and Morty, but I've been dropped in my head a lot, so that probably explains it. So I think we're sort of winding up. We're coming up to our half hour there. So, any other perils of mixology wisdom you would like to drop on the world?
I mean, to be quite honest, everything's very, very. It's all about your flavours, your personal flavours. I mean, I'm more than happy to send across some recipes onto. You can put on the Pirate King page. I've got folders and folders here of A4 printouts of cocktails. The simple ones to your French martinis, to your cosmopolitans, to your daiquiris. I can send them across to you. You can get them up the page so people can give them a bash at home, and go from there. But it's all just about finding what flavours you like, and working out kind of a balance in the middle, to your sweet, to your sour, to your base spirits, and kind of matching them up. Okay,
so here's what we'll do. If you want to know, if you've got any questions about cocktail, you want to know how to make a cocktail, drop it in the messages underneath this video. Like the video, drop a message asking about the cocktail. Me and Liam will go through the cocktails. We'll pick out 3, and Liam can give me the recipes for those.
Yep.
The favourite out of those 3 will win one of the new Pirate King TV T-shirts, which I'm now going to play the trailer for. I hope. So there we go. Your chance to learn how to make your favourite cocktail and win a quality T-shirt on the bundle. So remember, like the Pirate King TV page, drop your question or drop your cocktail in the messages for this video, and me and Liam will go through them, and we'll get Liam to put up the recipes, and I will our favourite out of those three. So it's an easy one. We're not going to let them off easy.
No, definitely
things like pina colada or sex on the beach or any of that kind of nonsense. Go to YouTube. And when you go to YouTube, subscribe to Pirate King Kitchen. But something interesting, something that'll get his brain moving a little bit. And we'll pick our favourite, and whatever our favourite is, will win a t-shirt. Okie dokie. So I'm just going to put up some a couple more comments there. So we'll just see if there's anything there. So a question from Elise. I'd like a Tango Ice Blast cocktail. So if you're going to make your Tango Ice Blast cocktail, what would you add to that?
So I'm not going to. The next time I'm on, I'll disclose this because that's something that I've actually been messing about for the past couple of weeks. So I'm not quite perfected it yet. But the next time I come on, I will make sure I have that recipe ready to go. I've not quite got the flavours right yet, so I'm working on it.
Cool.
Because it's something personal. You can't be going to cinema and get a Tango Ice Blast, so, or even getting the deliveries off the dessert places. I mean, I love Tango Ice Blast, so it's something that I've been working on and trying to perfect, but I'm not quite there yet. I've not quite got the flavours right.
So a bit more work to that. So we're starting to build up our roster of Wednesday night guests. So we'll get Liam back on in a few weeks, and hopefully by that time he will have perfected his Tango Ice Blast masterpiece, and we can walk you through it. And even if we get the opportunity, and once we're out of lockdown, you can come up to the Pirate King Kitchen, and we'll make it on a Wednesday night. We'll do one of these live in the kitchen, and you can maybe walk people through a couple of cocktails.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Okay. One more question. We've got a couple more questions. See, I always do that. I start to wind it up, and then we end up going for an hour. So, one of our Kane, the community watchers, wants to know a nice cocktail using Prosecco.
Well, this is something that I actually done last year for one of my tribute nights. It's a pink gin fizz. So it's literally 50ml Gordon's pink gin, 12.5 lemon juice, 12.5 gum, a couple of strawberries, a couple of raspberries, put into the blender. Once it's come out, get it into a glass and top it up with Prosecco, and it's absolutely delicious. The Prosecco, because it's quite dry and it adds to the sweetness, the flavour, that cocktail coming out the blender, topped up with Prosecco, it's really, really nice.
She just made a wee happy face. We should be charging for these questions from Mrs. Thompson. Dry ice for cocktails. Is it available to the domestic market, or do you really have to be in a pub or a restaurant environment?
I will be completely honest with you. I've never used dry ice, so I couldn't comment on that.
Right. So I know I've used dry ice for tasting menus before. You can buy it without a license or whatever, but you need to buy a lot of it. I think the minimum it comes in is 5 kilo blocks. So yes, you can buy it, but it's unless you've got a special event coming on, it's not something you want to be messing about with. As far as liquid nitrogen, you do need to have a license for that because you need all kinds of equipment and a holding storage area for it. And liquid nitrogen can be quite dangerous because it's liquid nitrogen. So dry ice, you can buy it, but I think the minimum you can buy is like 5 kilo. And it's been 2 or 3 years since I tried to buy it or bought it for something, so it might have changed because the health and safety law are out there, and they don't like us having fun in our own homes. They'll put a stop to that. So I have one more trail to play, and then we will wind this up. So join us on Saturday. Saturday, we're doing part 2 of our Japanese food special. We are doing chicken katsu curry and either chicken or pork teriyaki. So please join us for that. If you haven't watched it yet, please go back and watch any of the previous videos. But we done part 1, which was sushi with no raw fish. So that was on last week. Go and give that a a look and a like. And talking about likes. Yeah, I'm on holiday this week and I've been seeing lots of video trailers. So again, for everybody that joined us tonight, thank you very much to my special guest, Liam Kane. Thank you very much for your time.
No worries at all.
But we got here in the end. Again, thanks for your time, thanks for your knowledge. And we will hopefully see you all on Saturday cook along, and next Wednesday for another cookie. Next Wednesday will be Kevin McMillan from Donald's the Butchers. So get all your meaty questions ready for Kevin. So thanks, Liam, and I'll play the outro and I'll talk to you soon.
Guys.